Sports Steak. Welcome in, everybody. Derek Gunn, Barrett Brooks, Rob Ellis, the gang is all here. We are hanging out with you on this Thursday. Barrett saying his prayers.
Lord, please help me get through this show with Barrett.
Just like yesterday. See,
I'm praying. I'm praying that I get through the show without saying anything to offend you, Derek.
Somebody's mic is on fire. I don't even mean hot. It is like oven mitts, hazmat suit on fire. I don't know.
That's really? Derek.
I think it's Derek.
Oh, hold up. My bad.
My God.
See, I'm just trying. I was just praying to make sure.
1, 2.
See, look, see.
Yep.
See?
Well, you just trying to what, Barrett?
I just pray that I don't say anything to offend you. That's all. That's all I was praying for. I mean, I can't pray for that.
Yeah, no, you can, but when you start praying, the hair on the back of my neck starts bristling. So I mean, but I just want to say,
I'm being nice.
See,
that's what Chris, did you see that? I was praying.
Don't play this, because let me tell our chat room what you two do to me. Okay, both of you. So ever since the beginning of the new year, I tried a new approach, and I would try to end the meetings at 11 a.m. with a positive spin. Hey, love you guys. Happy to be with you guys. Oh, Mr. Brooks gets to a point before I can even finish my statement. He clicks off. He don't want to hear it. And Rob Ellis is like this. Yeah, okay, we'll talk to you at noon. And it's like heartfelt from the left side that pumps blood. And basically all you guys have done is thrown it back in my face. So that's why I said at the end of February, what is this? Emrayas, D down me and go. This dude. Anyway, I got to move on from that. So y'all want to make it sound like me? That's fine, because I love being Darth Vader. I have no problem with that.
Bro,
you're not gonna get off with this innocent approach. You know what? You like the Black Eddie Haskell from Leave It to Beaver. That's what you are.
I was praying so I don't, and I was doing exactly what. And what are you doing? You're yelling at me and everything else.
I'm not yelling. I'm making a statement, Mr. Brooks. I was not yelling. This is the world's smallest violin right here, Barrett. Okay, everybody.
Yeah, Chris, you are correct. It's gone way off the rails. The first segment is out of control again.
Okay,
as usual.
Right. Barrett, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. I didn't mean if I made you uncomfortable. You see? That's exactly what he does. That's what he does. He did that on purpose, Rob.
That was an abrupt goodbye there. I don't know. It's strange. Let's see if we can figure that out, man. We'll get Barrett back up here. Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. I feel better already.
See that? All that. I think he was praying to get to lose internet, and he got his prayers were. Now, was that real or was that a joke?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's just like an instant reaction. I'm sorry.
Yeah. See,
he just gave Tone a heart attack. Nice job. I hope it was worth taking years off of his young life.
I'm glad he did that, because it just confirmed what I was saying. See what I mean?
It's like an instant react. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do it. My fault.
Yes, you did.
As soon as it starts doing that, I don't know. My finger just clicks it. It's my fault. My fault.
So you're trying to say I shouldn't just even try? Is that
no,
what you're saying?
I'm not. It wasn't. It was an involuntary response. That's what it was.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You mean the same way you always do at 11 a.m.?
I'm just saying. I don't know why it does that. Every time you go into that field, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my goodness.
Can we start with this? Can we start with what a clown JuJu Smith-Schuster is? Can we
get
in there?
No, seriously.
I get what sort of this day and age is with social media and TikTok, and I sort of understand what it is to an extent. So you take that with a grain of salt, and you kind of know what you're dealing with. But what it's created is just hordes of keyboard gangstas.
Yep.
Yeah, and what this guy is. And I actually thought, you know what? Good for him. He was having a nice career in Pittsburgh, had respect for him coming out of USC, and, had built himself a nice career. From the second he got to the Chiefs till this very moment, he is an absolute, clown shoes, big red nose, big red wig buffoon. He really is. And if you haven't seen, so he now put out this long, elaborate, honest to God, guys, I couldn't get to the end of it. On top of everything else, it was just dumb. And he was trying to take shots again at Bradbury and just keep it going and all this other stuff.
Bradbury, AJ
Hurts, excuse me. He had name tags on, like, and it didn't even hit the mark. Like, it's one thing to do that if you're gonna just continue to crap on people. Dude, by the way, you won. Can you enjoy the win more than you can enjoy just dumping on people? That says a lot about a person, by the way.
Yes.
It tells you a lot. I'm talking about beyond sports.
Right? Does he not know how close he was to not being with Kansas City? It was by a stroke of luck he's with Kansas City. He could have ended up in Carolina out of desperation, anywhere.
Yeah.
So he got lucky and he ended up with the right team that went on to win the Super Bowl. And I understand you having your moment of fun right after the game. But why are you still antagonizing these people 3 weeks after the fact?
It's weird. And again, the other part to me is like, if you're going to go to these elaborate steps, this almost production, if you will, make sure it hits the mark and it's funny or it's biting or it's something. It was just dumb.
What is Beijing, China have to do?
Yeah, why is China included? If you get a chance to check it out, check it out. I'm not trying to drive any kind of like business his way, but just check it out if you get a chance.
Where is it on TikTok?
Yeah, it's all over social media, but it's so dumb. Honest to God, it's not even like I'd give him points if it was creative. It was stupid.
And I hope Davis rips his lungs out for saying something about his mama.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
he drags Jordan Davis, Jalen Hurts, Bradbury, AJ.
Brown,
Who did I miss? And by the way, at some level, isn't Andy Reid like, dude, what are you doing here, man?
Right.
And isn't he on a 1 year deal?
Control of him now. Yeah, he's a free agent now.
Bye-bye Kansas City. That's what he's doing to himself.
Yeah. You know, I was just looking at his stats. I mean, the dude had a decent year, considering the offense that he had 978 catches, 933, 12 yards per catch, but only 3 touchdowns. Somebody put out this morning, he has more TikTok videos 9 than he did TD catches 3.
Yeah. And
I don't understand that, but
here's the other part, and this is also kind of what goes along with the way things are now. And I'm not a violent guy. I don't invoke violence. I don't do any of that kind of stuff. But like,
unless it's directed towards me.
No, unless it's towards Gunner. But if you keep yapping the way that this guy yaps, like eventually when you're seen, you see this person face to face, it's going to be on. Back in the day, I don't know how it is now, but like, is AJ Brown really the dude you want to be tormenting? And I know it's more directed at Bradbury, et cetera, but AJ Brown sort of caught the brunt of it now. Like if it's AJ Brown and JuJu Smith-Schuster walking into a room, I'm taking AJ Brown all day long.
Yeah, did you see the tweet AJ put out there about that?
Yeah, you see the response? Rob, you didn't see the response, did you?
No, I didn't. Tell me, you guys tell
AJ's
me what
response.
Give me all of it here. Give me all of it. Give me all the smoke.
Yes, it's definitely smoke. Hold on a second. Let me see. Oh my goodness. Where'd I put it? Because I looked at it, I'm like, yo, because I'm gonna tell you the truth. I beat it. I would be trying to go see him. This is
yeah, like I would not. You keep this up with AJ Brown, there might be a visit.
Right. I gotta put my hands on you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me ask you right here. You gonna go? You not you, but I'm saying you would go after somebody over a TikTok video?
Yes.
Why?
Because on the internet is real.
What? You didn't even believe that when you said it. Seriously?
No, but here's what AJ wrote. You really need to find somebody else to play with. Yeah. Don't let that ring get you beat up.
Yeah.
Because I'm in all that. He says, I'm with all that dumb. I'm not going to speak on this no more.
Yeah, like in other words, one more of these, and we're going to be figuring something out here. I think is kind of
he said. He said, yeah.
Did you see Micah Parsons' tweet?
Yeah,
it's about to go down.
Yeah.
Right. He said, look, I don't play them kids' game. If you want to see me, I'm with it. You better go to Cabo and enjoy that ring and stop effing with me. Leave me off your TikTok.
Yeah. It's just a weird thing, man. Like I get like Shizzo thinks it's great. Like this is the mentality now. Rather than just celebrating your win with your guys, you got to dump on people. It's a strange thing to me. Like yeah, he could talk all he wants. And there's also a price that you pay for doing all that yapping at some point.
And Tone says AJ boxes during the offseason.
All I need to do is look at AJ Brown and know I'm probably not gonna poke that tiger.
No,
okay.
I'm just gonna say this, bro. I'm not with that talking stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not one that I talk a good game. I can barely talk as it is. let alone that you keep bringing my name, my hard-earned name, dragging it through the mud. I ain't with that talking stuff, bro. I'm not about that life, but I've indulged that life before. Weird. You know, I'm don't make me angry.
Yeah. I feel you.
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I've evolved into a very peace-loving man.
It's just weird to me. That's all. It's a strange thing that he not only did he, he does the initial, Valentine's Day thing, but then he doubles down with this. And again, it was dumb. It's stupid. It's not even good or funny or clever.
Nope.
And I guess this producer he worked with is known for putting out like creative stuff, but this was not. This is not creative.
Darwin Mack.
Who?
Look, Darwin Mack. This is AJ Brown is a new cocaine bear.
Oh my God. Anyway, all right.
If he was going to jaw jack with, let's say, Bradbury, Slay, CJ Gardner-Johnson, I get it. But why do you bring AJ Brown into this? Jordan Davis, you didn't see them on the field. Why are you jaw jacking with them? And Jalen Hurts, why are you going after them? You didn't go up against them. You had a great third quarter. No question about that. Yeah. Okay. You helped them win a ring. All right. Go right off into the sunset and enjoy the moment, man. See, that's what I hate about social media, man. That's why I stay away from it as much as I can.
So that's one. And we don't talk, and rightfully so, we don't talk a lot of flyers on the show. And here's why.
And rightfully so.
That
ain't right. That's wrong.
They are wholly irrelevant. They have just driven themselves into the ground. However, if anybody saw what happened last night, where Rangers fans, they were playing the Rangers last night. They ended up losing in overtime to they led 2-1 and they lost. And they've lost 4 in a row and 8 of 9, whatever. They suck, and we thought they were going to suck, and they sucked. But Rangers fans basically took the building over last night.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you guys, when I was growing up as a kid, and this was, I'm really a little too young to remember when they won it in 74 and 75. Okay. It was a little bit before my time, but they were good. They get to the finals a lot. They were tough. They were scrappy. They had the most hardcore of fan bases that you could possibly have. Like they would sell that place out every stinking night. The fans did. And they'd fight you if you talk bad against the Flyers. Okay. Their fans, even those people who were as loyal as they got, have had enough of this, and they're not going anymore. And you had a building last night where the Rangers fans took over in South Philadelphia, which is an utter disgrace. But it's not a disgrace to the fans. It's not a disgrace to the city. It's a disgrace to that organization who has done a horrific job. This should have been a destruction, tear it down to the studs, rebuild. Instead, they've done this half-ass thing where they're sort of trying to win. They're not really trying to win. They can't sign Johnny Gaudreau. They can't do this. They can't do that. This is the result of it. It's the worst thing you can be. You're not awful enough to get the first overall pick, which is the Bedard kid, who's like a game changer. But you're nowhere near a playoff team. You're in no man's land. And again, I know nobody even cares at this point, so I'm not going to waste a lot of breath on it. But what they have done to that franchise, the ownership, is a disgrace. Disgrace.
I would also add that in the time that I have been in this region, over 2.5 decades, we've seen some lean times with the Flyers. But the fans, those black and orange jerseys still pack that Wells Fargo Center. This is the lowest of lows. I never thought I would see anything like this, where any Philadelphia team would allow the opposition to come in and take over a stadium in any sport. Even when we had lean years with the Phillies, never. And people remember how, Robert, during a stretch, people were just disgusted with the Phillies because of the inferior product they were putting on the field. They would never let an opponent take over a stadium like that.
But that's where we are. That's where we are, man.
The old man right now
Spinning,
rolling over in his grave.
Barrett, he's doing gymnastic moves that we've never seen.
Right, like, he might come back.
Yeah, he might.
That's how. This is absolutely ridiculous, and it's not like I can see if they're trying to sell the team, because if you want to sell the team, you want to maximize their worth. So you go out and win, so you can, you know what I'm saying, get a fair market value on them. It's not even close to that right now. Not even close, because they're in that weird. They can't win, but they can't lose enough. They're right there. So what do? I don't know. I don't know. But
it's years and years of ineptitude that get you here. Really, that's all I can tell you. It's years of this that get you to this point. It doesn't happen overnight. So, anyway.
Well, we, as bad as it is for the Flyers, think about, let's look at some of the teams they're keeping company with right now in terms of being cellar dwellers. Montreal, a very proud franchise, has fewer points than the Flyers do, okay? Anaheim was a powerhouse for years.
Yeah.
Fewer points than the Flyers. Chicago Blackhawks, powerhouse for years. They have the worst record in all the NHL. Well, the second worst record. Columbus has the worst record. So the Flyers are in some very good company of franchises that were proud franchises for many years that are now bottom dwellers. I'm not trying to justify where the Flyers are right now. And Rob, your points are very valid about how low this organization has become. But I'm looking at who I'm comparing them to. Those organizations have had more success than the Flyers, and yet they're worse than the Flyers right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how the Flyers get out of this purgatory. You know, they're talking about making all these moves. What do you trade? You got nothing to trade.
Right. What? It's Friday at 3:00, and nobody wants your garbage. Now, I'm sure the people will be moved and all that, but is it going to really be that impactful?
No,
I don't think so.
No,
bro. I'm leaving work yesterday. The game starts at 7:30. Usually, when I'm leaving work, it's so packed that I can't get out.
Right.
It takes me about 20 minutes to get out.
Yeah.
I will.
Gone. Yep. Yeah. The only license plates you saw, Barrett, were New York and some New Jersey coming from the north part of New Jersey. Anyway. Right. All right. So we get the combine continuing today, guys. We have the defensive linemen and the linebackers working out. Sixers beat the Heat without Joel last night, which we'll get a little bit heavier into, but it was a good win for them last night. You had Painter making his debut in the spring, 2 innings, 3 hits, 1 run allowed. 5 of his first 6 fastballs hit 98 or 99. And they're, everybody's sort of raving about, what he looked like, and he's added a pitch here and there. So a lot of good, a lot of exciting. There's a lot of excitement around the Phillies, man. That's for sure.
As it should be.
As there should be. Right. As there should be. But it was a good win by the Sixers. And I give credit because guys stepped up. Guys stepped up in a big way last night. Now, they got another challenge because they get the Mavs and Luka and Kyrie Irving tonight. So it ain't going to get any easier.
Big fella be out there. They'll win.
Yeah. Joel will play tonight likely. He sat last night. Yeah.
Oh, Barrett, 1 down, 2 to go.
I just think they win because I don't know if Kyrie at this point, Kyrie and Luka.
Yeah.
That may be better than what I think is going to be there.
I think they're the best backcourt in the NBA right now.
I didn't think it was going to work. 2 ball dominant guys like that. I didn't think it was going to work. But they're finding a way.
Yeah, but they got a ways to go. They're still only a 500 team, and obviously it's taking some time to get acclimated. I mean, they're only 1 game over 500 right now. They're in that 7th seed, but they're not that far off from 6, 5, and 4, moving up the ladder. But they've lost 2 in a row. They lost their last 2 games. They're 4 and 6 over the last 10. So they still have to find a way. So Mr. Brooks, while I snickered the other day about the possibility of them winning 3 in a row, now that I'm looking at it like this, I don't see them going in Milwaukee and beating the Bucks the way the Bucks are shooting the ball right now. But they could get down. Man, I'm telling you what, Milwaukee is shooting the lights out last night, and they played Orlando. Milwaukee lightened it up with 3-pointers, man. No,
Yeah.
They're one of the better defenses in the league. They're lighting it up from 3, and they've won 16 in a row. Now they're
how is that though? I don't understand that. How are they looking that good from shooting the rock, man?
You know why? Because they went out and got all these perimeter players that were marginal players. It didn't cost them a lot. You know, they go out and get an Ingles. You know, they go out and get these complementary players. When you look at Milwaukee, they don't even, other than Lopez, they don't have a true center. They play 2 forwards and 3 guards. That's the starting lineup. And they have the best record in the NBA right now. But those guys have been together for most of them the last 3-4 years, especially that championship year a couple of years ago. That's huge in terms of chemistry.
I just know, I thought the Sixers did the same thing. I thought they went out and got some guys, perimeter guys, that'll work well with with Embiid and Hardings, and I still think that they do. But I need more production from the outside. It's not enough to think that the big fella going there and just win it by himself all the time.
Yeah, they definitely the Sixers don't have the depth of either Milwaukee or Boston. Now, it doesn't mean something can't happen in a series and whatever, but they just don't. They don't have that same kind of depth. In my opinion,
what's wrong with George Niang?
Nothing. He just sat him. Yeah, he was a DNP last night, not injured. Doc just isn't happy with the production. He's been slumping lately, and he sat him. Tyler asks, will Doc use Dwayne Dedmon tonight? He's been injured, Tyler. It's not that Doc isn't playing him. He's got a hip issue, and he hasn't been ready to go since they traded for him. So it doesn't mean it might heal. He might be ready to go tonight. I don't know, but that's why he hasn't been playing. And B-Ball Paul played great last night.
But I'm thinking I'm looking at Shake. Usually Shake's good for giving about 2 or 3 threes a game. He hasn't even been shooting.
Yeah, man, I don't get it. Now, see, that to me, that's a big one. Why is Shake not getting more minutes on the court? I don't understand.
I know
that.
Doc is kind of frustrated with him too.
He's frustrated with
your bench is shrinking.
That's not good because this is a time of year, especially to give your guys some extra minutes in a stretch run like this. Your bench should be expanding.
Yeah,
you should be able to give certain guys more minutes to help take us. Your frontline guys are still playing 35, 38, 40.
Well, that's the thing. What's Harden going to look like at the end of the year? We're playing these amount of minutes.
Rob, stop that. Don't do that to us. Don't do that to us.
I'm just saying he played 37. Like Maxey, the only one who played more than him last night was Maxey. Maxey played 38. Harden played 37.
Well, see, there lies the problem because it's at the end of the year. That's when I heard, and I was listening to radio last night. This morning, and I heard them say that nobody has ever won the MVP without playing more than 70 games. Right now, if Embiid played every single game after this, he could still only win. He could still only play 69 games.
Wow. Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that ship sailed on him.
All right. So,
no, I don't think it's right necessarily. I'm just saying, I think they've just, for whatever reason, they're never going to give it to him.
Well, then I'm good with that. I'm good with that then. So we need to rest him more.
Yeah, but Barrett, I don't know if I'm good with that because will he pout? Will he pout or use that for motivation? He pouted last time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. See, I don't know the mindset.
He pouted because he didn't win the MVP. He didn't pout for the minutes.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying the MVP.
Sit his butt down. Sit him down. Let him ease his way into the playoff. We already know what he can do, man. We already know what he can do. We already know what Harden can do. Let's sit back. Let these guys rest a little more. I ain't crying over spilt milk. You know what I'm saying? They know what they need to do now. We get to the playoffs, have them guys healthy, not playing all these damn minutes, man.
Mm-hmm. But okay, I don't disagree with you, Barrett. But the motive is to move up in the standings. I mean, they're 4.5 games behind Milwaukee right now, three games behind Boston. They've got a rough schedule, but
they lost last year.
You don't want to be a 4 seed or a 5. I'm not saying the Knicks can catch them, but you want to try. And the Knicks have won 7 in a row, by the way.
Yeah, dude, Jalen Brunson has been
unreal. I texted you guys the other day. I said there's 3 teams to watch. Watch the Knicks, Atlanta, and keep your eye. Who's the third team? The Knicks. The Cavs. The Cavs. Yeah, and Cleveland's 13 games over 5. They're up and down, but the Knicks all of a sudden, like Rob just said, they've caught fire. You got to watch them. I don't want to see the Sixers slide into a 5 or 6 hole.
I don't care because at this point, I just want to get in healthy. Because a healthy Embiid and a healthy Harden, I like our chances. I don't care who we play. I like our chance. I don't care playing against a 3 seed or a 4 seed if we're not healthy. It makes no difference.
Okay.
It makes no difference because if they're not healthy, they're not going to be able to give it all. Last year we lost to the reason why we lost to Miami. This is my perspective. You know what I'm saying? It's because we weren't healthy. Embiid didn't play.
Embiid was hurt. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Harden didn't know what to do because he was on his last leg. He was out there playing with one leg, man. Yep. He was not healthy. So I forget this. I could care less about what our seeding is right now. Mm-hmm. Because we can have a good seeding, but our guys aren't fresh and we'll lose. How about they be fresh and I'll go against anybody then?
I hear it. But look, I think there's definitely a point to be made for that, especially with his history. You know, but absolutely. I guess the question I have is, are you willing in the interim when you sit him to sacrifice seeding? And you say you are. That's really the debate here. You know, that's what it's going to come down to, and just or.
I think Doc is thinking the same thing. I think Doc is thinking, I don't care about the regular season. I want my guys healthy, and also it's also giving them a leg up on having these young guys step into their roles.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They can step into their roles. Appreciate this, Shizzo. If they can step into their roles of playing more, figuring out who they're going to be towards the end of the season.
Yeah,
I want to see what these guys are.
I think that's fair. We're also to a point where we're all kind of frustrated. Like you want to see progress made here with these guys, and it's not about getting there and losing in the first round or whatever. So there's a lot that needs to be figured out. That's for sure.
Newsflash: that foot's going to be an issue with Embiid the rest of the season.
And well,
even if you rest him.
Yeah, you're right.
No, it's gonna be an issue for him the rest of his career.
It could be. You're right. It could be. All it takes is him to step on somebody's foot one time, coming down with a rebound, going up for a layup. And when you're 7 foot and you weigh what he weighs, you know what? It's so awkward. You know, it's a lot more awkward than a smaller guard stepping on somebody's foot. You got a big guy who lumbers through the paint like that. Dude, that's not good news. And you know, you're right. Maybe I'm not going to disagree with you. Maybe you should rest him more. But every time he steps on the court, I'm holding my breath.
Yes,
because he's always falling on the ground. The dude's always,
bruh.
But if there's ever going to be a month you rest him, sometimes it's this one because their schedule's murder.
Come on, Rob, rest him as much as you can. If I don't care if he's out there, go up there, bubble wrap him, bring him off the court on a stretcher, you know what I'm saying, just to keep him from falling, whatever. Yeah. Sit his ass down. We need him and Harden as fresh as possible going into the playoffs because I truly believe health is the number one issue for our team. And if we can keep things going, the only way we'll keep things going, no matter what our seed is, if those two guys are fresh and healthy going into the playoffs.
I hear you. All right. Well, let's come back and we'll talk some Eagles. We'll dive into how they may look differently under Brian Johnson, how they might look differently under Sean Desai. I want to touch on this first, guys, before we go to break. Our buddy Jeremiah Trotter, who we've had on the show, Barrett, you played with, unfortunately lost his wife, Tam, to breast cancer a couple days back. And
beautiful woman, man.
Yes, she is. Great, beautiful soul, great person. Man. Yes.
Yeah. This is, just it just goes to show you, man. Don't play with your health. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is huge, man. She leaves behind 2 boys and a daughter. Especially the 2 sons are going right now to college. Yeah. Yep. Their youngest son is going to West Virginia. Their oldest son is at Clemson right now. Right. This is very sad. I learned two days ago, and this is big, man. And my prayers and thoughts go out to him and his family.
Yeah,
Tammy, I texted him the other day when I found out, and he's such a solid family man. Yeah. And I know how much he must be hurting right now. And you're right, Tammy was just a beautiful person. Every time I talked to her, man, her biggest smile, just the warmest personality. And I know Trott's been going through this for over a year. Every time I talk to him, he's taking her to treatments and stuff like that, and and I've lost, a family member to breast cancer, stuff like that. And it's gut wrenching, man, because you're just slowly watching people deteriorate that are close to you. And it's not easy. Not easy to go through.
Yeah. So, Trot, we're thinking of you. The entire family. Rest in peace. Prayers, thoughts, man, and unimaginable. And so sad for those young kids, man. It's just to lose their mom at that age. It's tough. It's tough. All right. So we just wanted to make sure we mentioned that we're thinking about him, and if you're so inclined, throw a prayer up for the Trotter family. That's for sure. I'm not going to do a live read here, Tone. We're going to hit a timeout. We're going to take a break, and we'll come back, and we'll talk some Eagles when we get back. We appreciate everybody hanging out with us today. Derek Gunn, Barrett Brooks. I'm Rob Ellis. We are Sports Take. Right.